If your cash gets eaten, shredded or soaked, all is not lost thanks to these Treasury sleuths. Washington, Gao E. Freeman presses a piece of tape into a clump of material that looks like the gunk you might find on the bottom of your boot after a muddy hike. With a scalpel, he carefully loosens and lifts a thin layer and attaches it to a pale blue index card. He repeats this process 4 times. In minutes, he has enough evidence to identify the fragments as 5 $20 bills. The amount is a mere drop in a bucket, or, in this case, a plastic bag, that may have contained $150,000. But it's a promising drop nonetheless. Freeman is one of a dozen examiners with the Mutilated Currency Division of the Treasury Department's Bureau of Engraving and Printing. These experts play forensic scientist with damaged banknotes. You might call it CSI, Currency Victims Unit. They inspect an owner's unusable money to determine a value, which the Treasury Department will redeem in check form. Every week, the federal office here receives hundreds of padded envelopes, boxes and even safes stuffed with cash ravaged by water, fire, shredding machines, insects or a canine's teeth. Your dog ate your money. Your grandma buried $100,000 in her backyard. Your 2-year-old shredded an envelope filled with $1,000, says Program Manager Ty Hensel. Look it up on YouTube, he instructs, referring to the last scenario, a well-publicized event from October 2018. The examiners, who worked on 23,600 cases in 2019, try to salvage as many bills as possible. The more they can piece together, the larger the reimbursement check. Last year, the agency issued checks for more than $35 million to businesses and individuals who had submitted their battered money, hoping to recoup some or all of its value. We only redeem on what we can validate and authenticate, not what someone claims they lost, says Lydia Washington, lead public affairs specialist with the Bureau. This free public service dates from 1862, when the U.S. government introduced a national currency. The office accepts all U.S. banknotes, including such discontinued denominations as $500, $1,000, $5,000 and $10,000. It doesn't redeem mangled coins or despoiled collectibles, such as Confederate dollars. To consider a claim, the office needs the mutilated currency, regardless of its condition or odor. After Hurricane Katrina, the money had a horrible stench to it, Hensel says. Claimants must also provide a snail mail letter explaining how the money got damaged, the amount being claimed and full contact information. The office plans to introduce an online claims system by the end of the year. Mutilated cash should be treated as if it were a body in a crime scene. Leave it as intact as possible, unless it has been exposed to a toxin or other impurities. If it's got dog poo or blood on it, clean it off, says Washington. For more on this story, visit the news article link.